Wait, real talk though. Ube is the best flavor of magnolia ice cream. Also, I don't know if this is controversial to say. Hello Hello is kind of overrated. No, no, no. Okay, hear me out though. Like, if it's not done right, it's mid. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kaycee, and today we're reviewing the Huda Beauty Ube collection. Me being the Filipino girly that I am, obsessed with ube, have been since the womb. Seriously though, I am super excited to show you guys how I use these products and how I created an ube inspired look that you see before you today. So if you want to see how I achieved this look right here, stay tuned, keep watching because we're gonna get into it. That being said, let's get started. Clearly, we have a theme going on today. Oh my god, I don't think you guys understand how excited I am. Sephora, hello. Made a little Sephora trip. The Huda Beauty Ube collection. When I saw this drop, I was actually so excited about these. The Filipino girly in me. So excited about just ube. Anything. Ended up buying the whole collection. We got the powder, we got the lip gloss, and we got the liquid blush. I think that's what it is. Not only do we have a ton of new products to try, but we're also staying completely on theme with the purple. I have a bunch of purple makeup here. I looked for all the purple makeup I could possibly find. We have the Violet Voss palette. I've actually owned this for years. I don't even know if this is good to use anymore. I'm looking at these two shades and I think this is like the vision here. I have the Glitterpedia or the Unleasha Glitterpedia palette. This one has some purple undertones too. I figured this would be nice for like a base. The glitters in this are so pretty. I just don't know if they're pigmented enough, but we'll play around with it. A couple more purple products. This is from Adriana Nicole. This is a super shimmery purple eyeshadow. And then I have this purple liner from NYX that I bought ages ago that I actually still haven't used. And then NYX sent me a care package of really fun goodies and I picked this out of it. This is a purple glitter liner. Gonna be using her somehow, some way today. We're gonna do a purple eye look today. Something super fun and something ube coated is the ultimate goal here. Not only that, but I figured while we do this ube inspired look, it's only appropriate to do some story times about growing up Filipino-American. While we do my makeup today, I have like a little chit chat about what it was like for me personally growing up Filipino-American. Very on brand, you know. I feel like ube and then it's immediately that's where my mind connected is like I need to do some story times here. I think we do like lighter brown colored contacts. I do naturally have pretty dark brown eyes, but I feel like to really make this eye makeup look, we're gonna do a light brown. I actually use these for the Victoria's Secret Angel makeup look. These are making a return today. I have a vision, but we're gonna wing it. Okay, let's eat this purple base. Okay, here is the ube birthday cake. Wow, the packaging. I love the Huda Beauty packaging. I actually am a big fan of purple powder. I've used the Fenty purple powder, like lavender powder once upon a time ago. I think that was like the OG purple powder. And it's really great at neutralizing any like discoloration and brightening the under eye. The blush filter as well. Here is what the blush filter looks like. Very cute. Love how simple the packaging is as well. Oh, I wasn't actually expecting it to smell like anything. But it smells so fruity. It doesn't smell like ube, but it smells fruity. It actually smells so good. Huda Beauty Extra Shine Lip Gloss. Here is the faux filler. Oh, that's cute. I didn't even realize that. That's so clever. Faux filler lip shine lip gloss. I am a big fan of lip gloss when it's not super sticky. So we'll see what this consistency looks like. I wonder if this smells like anything too. Not as fragrant as the blush, but there is a slight scent to it. First things first though, I need to get this hair out of the way. I usually use my Meta Night hair clips that you guys see like on my TikToks and stuff, but I feel like we need the pink curvy ones today. I also felt like this hairstyle was needed for this look. So I did like the little braids and like a half up, half down kind of situation here too. First we have to prep. I did do my normal skincare. However, we need extra moisture. We just came from Vegas too. We went to Vegas over the weekend for a friend of mine's wedding and my skin was crying the entire weekend. I am not used to the dry desert, no humidity climate and I was suffering. Starting with the Bobbi Brown face base as we always do. This is my tried and true when I am starting any makeup look. Same with the Say Glowy Gel. We're gonna check this on also. I'm usually an eyes first girly because there's so much room for error when it comes to doing your eye makeup. It's against my religion, but it's okay. I will prime the eyes though really quickly. Let's prime and then set. This is the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion. This is in the hydrating formula. I'm just gonna prep. Okay, now let's set with just a tiny bit of powder. I'm just gonna use the Laura Mercier setting powder. Okay, I think now we start with some lore. Now is a good time to incorporate some kaycee lore. Okay, so if you guys didn't know, I feel like a lot of people have a really hard time guessing what my ethnicity is. I am Filipino. My nationality is American. I was born here in the US. Both of my parents, they're from the Philippines. That being said, I have a lot of trauma to dump. Oh my gosh, let's use the Makeup Forever skin tint. I used this yesterday for the first time and I was really surprised at how much I loved it. I'm in the shade 4. Oh my god, I'm so scared. I had the hardest time getting this out. But yeah, I know it looks like super light, but like just trust the process. First and foremost, my family grew up speaking Bisaya, which is a dialect of the Philippines. So the main dialect that is spoken is Tagalog, which my parents also spoke too. But growing up, the language that they preferred to speak at home was Bisaya. And conveniently enough, that actually became my first language. Really sad to report though that I no longer speak Bisaya. I completely lost the language as I grew older. So I pretty much only spoke Bisaya and maybe the tiniest bit of English up until preschool. When I went to preschool, I only spoke Bisaya to all of the other kids. My teachers told my parents and my grandparents we should start speaking only English at home. And they did. A side note, my whole family came from the Philippines. I'm first generation, so I was born and raised here in the US. But I guess that's what happens when you immigrate from one country to another is conformity. And as sad as it is, it's true. I think often about how sad it is to lose your native tongue. I wish I still spoke Bisaya and Tagalog, but that is not true for me. And then something I've mentioned previously in my like intro video, if you haven't watched that video, by the way, go watch it right now. I am the eldest daughter of 3, and in a Filipino household, that means I'm basically the third parent. And I grew up raising my siblings basically. I mean, granted, me and my brother were about 2 years apart, but it's like these traditional values of a Filipino household kind of forced me to mature and grow up a lot faster than my brother. We talk about often about how we're living under the same roof but live 2 different lives. I was just given a lot more responsibility given that I was the oldest, even though I wasn't the oldest by much. So me and my brother are 2 years apart and me and my sister are 10 years apart. I know it's like a huge age gap, but I was basically her mother for years and years and years. And I still feel like I have that maternal instinct around my sister too. And we're super close, believe it or not. Even though we have a 10-year age gap, we're like this. On a lighter note though, I know a Magic Sing microphone hates to see me coming. Karaoke runs in my veins, in my blood. Okay, this is the Rare Beauty liquid bronzer, by the way, in the shade Solace. If you were not aware, Filipinos take karaoke very seriously. It's in our blood. We love to sing. We grew up singing. I don't think I've ever met a Filipino that doesn't sing. In the chance that I actually have not, they can dance. Or they're like super creative and artistic. Or, but the most common occurrence is that they're a triple threat. They do all 3. Okay, now we're gonna clean up with some concealer. We're gonna use the House Labs concealer. This is in the shade 21 Light Neutral and 31 Medium Neutral. I mix these 2 together to kind of get more true to my skin tone. Okay, really quickly, actually not really quickly. Let's do a deep dive into this actually. So I want to talk about 2008 to like 2010 Filipino Tumblr core. If you had gone through that era of like Swagapino, that sounds so horrendous to say out loud. You actually qualify for a veterans discount because it was that traumatic. Kidding, but yeah, that's like 2008 like Philam core, you know, Filipino-American core. That era consisted of everyone had a Tumblr and it was a lifestyle. I can't really fully explain it. I might have to like throw in some pictures, like inspo pictures to paint you guys a picture of the era I'm talking about. But basically it was like a certain style. Like every guy had like the Obey snapbacks and like a flannel And then every girl had like the horrid side bangs. I was a victim of that. I rocked the side part super side swept side bangs. That was definitely a choice. And super stick straight hair. Like straight, my hair was fried. We also like layers were super into. A big staple of this era in time is AJ Raphael. People still listen to him. To my understanding, I think he still makes music. I see him on TikTok sometimes. I have the funniest story actually about AJ Raphael. I feel like we need the tiniest bit more bronzer. When I was in high school, right, everyone watched American Idol, right? If you didn't watch American Idol, you were living under a rock. Anyways, someone from my high school, actually, I think she was already graduated at the time, but she was an alumni at my high school. Jessica Sanchez. If that name rings a bell, you're cultured. But she was basically a top 3 finalist in American Idol, and it was such a huge deal, right? The district thought it'd be a good idea to throw her like a parade to celebrate. It's a huge accomplishment, you know? Basically threw her a parade, and I was in color guard in high school, so I, by default, was part of that parade, and we basically like marched around the neighborhood around the school, and then we went back to bring the party over to the football field, have like this whole like assembly for her and like congratulating her. I think she was gonna sing for us. We had just finished the parade, and me and the color guard and the band had to like flood into the stadium to kind of get the pep rally going. Ooh, wait, hold on. Now would be a good time to use new blush filter. And as we were walking into the stadium, we were kind of at like the entrance, about to go take our seats. Me and my friends, who are avid AJ Raphael fans, see AJ Raphael at the entrance of the football field. We were like, oh my gosh, is that AJ Raphael or am I tripping? And all of us made the consensus that that was actually him. Us being the high school girls that we were, went up to him to kindly ask him for a photo. And then we quickly realized that he was in a heated argument with the security guard at the entrance of the football field because he was trying to get into the VIP area of like the whole assembly thing that we were hosting for Jessica Sanchez. But the security guard did not believe that he was AJ Raphael. I don't know if he forgot his ID or something or whatever the situation was. Basically, he was beefing with the security guard. And we did not realize that when we walked up to him and asked him for a photo. He was really kind though, from what I remember. He still like took the photo with us, and I think that's like posted on someone's mom's Facebook. I don't even have that photo anymore. We all took a really awkward photo in our little high school parade uniforms, and I think we were holding our little color guard flags too while we were taking that photo. Oh my gosh. It smells so good. It was a really funny moment in time. Philam 2008 Tumblr core for sure. Wait, that is so pretty. Now let's set with the Huda Beauty powder. Again, it doesn't smell like ube, but it does smell very floral. The fragrance is, did not mean to do that. It reminds me of like plumeria flowers. So I'm gonna like lightly dust first this powder all over, and then I'll probably take a powder puff to really concentrate more of the product under my eyes. Because that's like more so what like purple powder is supposed to do, is kind of brighten the under eye area. But I want to set my entire face with this because I'm crazy. Let's do it. Oops, sorry. And we're just gonna take tiniest bit. Now let's put on some bronzer. Something that never quite sat right with me, it's like a touchy kind of subject, how toxic Catholicism can be. Obviously, like no hate to any religion whatsoever. You believe in what you want to believe in. But the Catholicism that I grew up with was very misogynist and very traditional Filipino values, basically. I also realized very quickly, even at a young age, that religion and Catholicism specifically is just kind of an entity used to justify sinful behavior. And my parents and my relatives would use that as like a manipulation tactic. Like the Catholic guilt is something that I even still feel to this day when I'm not even associated with the Catholic Church any longer. That stuff runs super deep. I also have a story about that too. I have a kind of traumatizing Catholic story. Ooh, let's apply a little bit of blush. I think we'll top the purple liquid blush with a bright pink Dior blush. This happened when I was in elementary school. I think I was taking CCD classes at the time. If you don't know what CCD classes is, basically Catholic school to get your first Eucharist. I would go to CCD after actual school, which was tiring, but they give us like a little recess because the classes ran pretty long. And during that recess, I remember me and my brother were playing on the playground outside of the classrooms. And I remember we were playing with our friends that we made in CCD. I was on the jungle gym and I said something along the lines of, "Oh my God," right? Typical something you'd hear a kid say on the playground, right? And I remember this nun came out of nowhere. She literally just like spawned and stopped me. She like grabbed me by my hand, took me off the jungle gym and was like, "Honey, thou shalt not say the Lord's name in vain." I thought that was that. You know, me being the elementary school kid that I was like, okay, slap on the wrist, got it, won't say it again. Then, as soon as, when I thought it was over, it was only getting started. She was like, "Let's sit down." So we sit on the bench in front of all of these kids that are having a great time during our little break, during a little recess. And she proceeds to take out her rosary, hold it in her hands, and recite all 10 commandments to me while all my friends are playing on the playground. And, you know, that's reason number 563 as to why I am no longer associated with the Catholic Church. Granted, I'm sure people had a lot better experiences with the Catholic Church than I did. Just me personally, I did not. Okay, blush is done. Let's do a little bit of highlight. This is the Urban Decay Space Cowboy. It's actually an eyeshadow. If you guys watch my Get Ready With Me, I use this like every single time, but I use it as a highlight and it just never fails me. So I've been to the Philippines twice. I went once when I was like 10 years old. I went to Cebu, Manila, and Boracay with my family. Don't remember too much about that trip. I went a second time as an adult. I went to Manila on my second deployment. I think that was back in 2018. That time visiting the Philippines was a little bit of a shock for me. I kind of like already knew what to expect. I always experience like this imposter syndrome. So not feeling Filipino enough when I'm here in the US. And then when I go to the Philippines, it's like I'm not Filipino enough. You know, Couture Luminizer. I like to use this as just my nose highlight because it is super intense and I apply it like this. It's just easier that way. I'm a sucker for an obnoxious nose highlight. So growing up, Manny Pacquiao fights were literally the deal of the century. My family and my family friends and relatives would take turns hosting Pacquiao fights. But yeah, it was just tradition for families to take turns hosting. Every time you walk in, your tita is immediately greeting you with a plate of food already. On the flip side of that though, even though Filipino gatherings are like this really warm, high energy kind of like event, it is also a super toxic environment, but not in like a hostile way, in like a passive aggressive kind of way. Like you always have like the aunties or the titas that are poking at your weight or asking if you have a girlfriend yet or a boyfriend yet or how school is going. Like granted, these seem like pretty harmless questions, but I feel like a lot of the times these questions are directed with malice and it just does not make you feel good, especially when you're like younger and still trying to figure out what you want to do in life or when you're trying to figure yourself out. This like kind of toxic mindset really fixates on physical appearance. It would always get scolded or made fun of for being too thin. And then as soon as I started gaining weight, it was like, "Whoa, you're eating too much." Like, okay, tita, you could have just not said that. Let's keep those intrusive thoughts to yourself. Some of these relatives are way too fixated on how I'm looking than how they're looking. That's all I'm gonna say. So like I always struggled with body image growing up. I'm sure this isn't just a Filipino thing. This might just be like a very universal cultural experience for many. Like I think I remember one time I was already like a young adult at this time and I went to a Filipino party and I gained a little bit of weight. Granted, I was pretty skinny when I was growing up and I had finally put on like healthy weight and my tita was like, "Anak, are you pregnant?" And I was like, "No, just eating good," I guess. Base is done. Let's do the eye makeup. I might have to like pause on the story time because I really need to lock in on the eyes. I have a vision. Okay. I think we start with the base first. So I'm going to take the Glitterpedia Unleashia palette. I'm going to go in with this taupey gray shade, a really solid base for the eyes. I'm going to take a more dense brush and then go in with this darker like gray shade right here and just focus that on the outer thirds of my eye. Okay, some Filipino fun facts about me. My favorite Filipino food is bulalo soup. I'm a soup girly. I do love sinigang, don't get me wrong, but there's just something about oxtail that really gets me going. Some honorable mentions though with my favorite Filipino foods have to be crispy pata. So bad for you, but so good for the soul. Then again, sinigang, especially like on a rainy day, like sometimes I like crave it. Sisig, kare kare, also honorable mentions. Filipino spaghetti. I grew up eating Filipino spaghetti. I didn't know spaghetti was supposed to be savory until I had like actual Italian spaghetti a little bit later in life. Because growing up, whenever my mom or my Lola would make spaghetti, it was always sweet. You know, Filipino style spaghetti. And if you guys didn't know, Filipino spaghetti is always sweet. We literally put condensed milk in our spaghetti. And I know that sounds really weird, but it is a staple and I love it so much. Chicken adobo, lumpia, pancit, you know, all of the basic stuff, of course. It's gonna be an honorable mention. Is it basic? Yes. But are you a person of taste if you prefer these foods or if you really like these foods? Absolutely. This one might be controversial, but dinuguan, I like it. I don't know. I think the color just freaks people out. Now let's do the liner. It's not super pigmented and it is the lightest product that we're probably going to be working with for underneath the eyes. That looks good. Let's make sure that dries. Are there any purple tones in here? No. There are no purple tones, but I kind of want to go in with this dark gray shade. Maybe, ooh, do we use the dark brown maybe? No, I think we use a black. Yeah, just something super subtle just to add a little bit more dimension here. Get dark brown liner and then accentuate the outer thirds of the eye. Going in with the L'Oreal Telescopic Mascara. Now I want to incorporate this shimmer somehow. I just don't know. I think we're going to put it in the inner corner here actually. Since the glitter liner isn't super potent. Bro, this shimmer is so pretty. Cute. Oh, this is the Makeup Forever lip liner pencil in the shade Wherever Walnut. Just lining my lips like usual. I'm moving on to the Huda Beauty. This is the lip gloss from the line. So let's throw her on. The applicator is huge, which I appreciate. This one is pretty. Wow, that's really pretty. I feel like a lot of that glitter and that shimmer kind of overtook that purple, so I'm just gonna apply some more in the middle. In like the middle bottom of my eye. Because I actually really love how vibrant the shadow is from the Violet Boss palette. Okay, let's take the hair clips out. There we go. All in all the products blended together and came together very harmoniously. This is the finished look. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed watching me put together this Ube inspired makeup look. Enjoyed today's product review / story time / get ready with me. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and leave a comment down below of which one of your products was your favorite. We put out new YouTube videos here on this channel every single week, so please subscribe. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Wait, real talk though, ube is the best flavor of magnolia ice cream. Also, I don't know if this is controversial to say, Hello Hello is kind of overrated. No. Okay, hear me out though. Like if it's not done right, it's mid. Don't get me wrong, I love a good Hello Hello. I do. But when it doesn't hit, it doesn't hit. I'm talking to you, Max's Fried Chicken. I think my little sister had a birthday party at Max's Fried Chicken. The Hello Hello there is like so underwhelming. You know who has good Hello Hello though? Goldilocks. That's probably my fave. Ube flavored anything I'm a sucker for though. Like the ube pies at Jollibee, slept on. I definitely prefer the peach mango pie, but the ube one kind of hits. You know why you don't see a lot of Filipino content creators out there? Or more so, why we're so few and far in between? It's because we're all nurses. Bro, dead ass though, I went to college for nursing. Well, I went to college for biology, and then I actually failed my first bio class. Fun fact. I also failed OChem, and now I play video games for a living and do my makeup on camera for fun. I am also one of the few to say that my mom is not a nurse. Neither is my dad. And obviously, neither am I. Real talk though, back in the day, like me and my mom used to get mistaken for siblings so much. Me and my sister were 10 years apart. Like have the opposite problem now where it's like people think I'm her mom. Or actually, no, that's a lie. I don't think we ever get mistaken for mother daughter. Will say though, I like to freak people out and say that she is my daughter. And like you just see these people like do the mental math, like you were how old when you had her? That's like my favorite. Philam core, a Filipino-American core, first generation immigrant core.